Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Washington Gun Law TV. I'm Washington Gun Law President William Kirk. Thanks for joining us, coming to you from Washington's premier indoor shooting facility. Of course, that's Security Gun Club right here in Woodinville, Washington. Wearing blue and orange, color of the University of Illinois. In Illinois, we need to talk. We need to talk because you guys are doing really well. And then we did this video right on New Year's Eve. Thank you very much for everyone who watched. And we said, hey, we're a little concerned that there might be a little bit of a last minute data dump and that a lot of you may have waited until the last minute. And as it turns out, we were right. But it appears that we underestimated exactly how many of you really did wait for the last minute. So has that changed the numbers? Has that changed our perception of what's going on in Illinois? Maybe, maybe not. We'll talk about that. So today, let's go over the final numbers and let's talk about what's up, Illinois. How many caved at the last minute? Okay, so new numbers came out yesterday. I heard them this evening, and then I have a little thing called the law practice that I have to run. So I ran up to Security Gun Club during my lunch break to get this video recorded. We'll get it edited, and we'll try to get it out to you right away. Now, here's the thing, Illinois. I know a lot of you were waiting for the last minute, and you were just praying that some court was going to step in and save the day, and obviously that did not happen. So yeah, apparently many of you spent the early hours of New Year's Eve registering a lot of things. Don't believe me? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a look. I'm going to compare with you the numbers from our last video, this video right here, which came out literally just minutes after midnight. And then I'm going to compare to you the new numbers, and we're going to show you the difference because Illinois, you did register quite a few more items. Here's the numbers. Okay, on the original video, there was 15,164 individuals that had already registered. As of today, however, there are now 29,357 individuals who have registered, which is a difference of 14,193 individuals. When it comes to the total items disclosed, on the previous video, as of January 1st, there were 51,978 total items which had been disclosed. But as of today, there are now 112,350 items, which is a difference of 60,372 items. And then you can see where the increase was based upon the type of item that was actually being disclosed. Because when we break down the numbers further, this is what we find. Now, previously that disclosure was 33,065 firearms. However, the new number of firearms which have now been disclosed is 68,992, which is an increase of 35,927, which more than doubled the previous number. When you look at accessories, the previous number of accessories that was registered was 18,632, but the number now is 42,830, which is an increase of 24,196 accessories, again, more than doubling the numbers. And when it comes to ammunition, the previous disclosure was 281. The new disclosure number is 528, which is an increase of 247 additional disclosures. So yeah, you can see that it more than doubled the numbers in many of these categories. Now, the number of items per individual also changed, and this is what the items per individual ratio now looks like. Okay, if there's 112,350 total items that have been disclosed by a total of 29,357 people, then you are currently averaging 3.82 items per registrant, which is actually the highest number we've ever seen. So now, currently, of the individuals that have registered, they are averaging nearly 4 items per registrant. Now, here's what I know you're really interested in. Let's talk about compliance rate. Did Illinois comply with the Protect Illinois Community Act? The answer is well, they complied a little bit more at the last minute, but I still think you guys are going to be proud of these numbers. Let's start first with the assumption that if every one of the 2,415,481 FOID card holders in the state of Illinois had at least one item to disclose, this is what the compliance ratio would look like. With 2,415,481 FOID card holders and a total number of 29,357 of them at least disclosing one item, current compliance rate based on these numbers is 1.21%. Which means by these numbers, which have always been below 1%, we have now exceeded a 1% compliance rate. Now, as you also know, we've always been an equal opportunity channel here because the governor out there thinks that all of these numbers are nothing but a bunch of right-wing talking points. So we've instead tried to craft more favorable numbers for the governor based upon the 6% rule. The 6% rule, as you recall, says that on average 6% of all Americans own an assault weapon. If you turn around, you apply that to the adult legal owning age in the state of Illinois, you have 9.9 million individuals. 6% of that is 594,000 of these scary assault weapons, which need to be registered with the state. What's the compliance rate when we look at it that way? Well, currently, if you had 594,000 of these scary assault weapons which needed to be registered, and there are now 68,992 of them registered, then compliance rate with this law would be 11.6%. which is a significant increase when we analyze the numbers that way. It more than doubles what we previously have thought the compliance rate was. So the bottom line is that a lot of you in Illinois give in at the last minute. Yeah, you did, okay? Am I being critical of that decision? I'm not being critical of that decision. It's your life. You have to decide what level of compliance you want. We have always stated here at Washington Gun Law, we're not going to tell you how to think, but we are going to give you all the stuff to think about. So when you break the numbers down and you take a look at what's the best extreme and the worst extreme, if you take a look at the polar extremes on this, compliance based upon these numbers ranges somewhere between 1.21% and 11.6%. Illinois, did you comply with this law? Not really. Did you do yourself proud? Yeah, most of you did. Now, obviously, this is not the end of the story. We got Calkins v. Pritzker, we got Beavis v. Naperville out there, and we got a governor and attorney general who've been barking that they're going to turn around and try to round some of these guns up. That will be really interesting. Illinois, this is not the last time we're going to talk. I want to thank all of you out there for watching these videos. You guys have been fantastic for the channel. I'm glad we've been able to provide some education and help you guide you through what is really an absolutely terrible time handed out at the hands of your local government. Listen, we'll go ahead and link the numbers up down below so you can geek out on them for yourself. If you got any other questions about this or anything else related to what's left of our Second Amendment rights, you guys should know how to get a hold of Washington Gun Law by now. If you don't, that's okay. That information, it's also down there in the description box. Now, let's everyone remember that part of being a lawful and responsible gun owner, like we talk about all the time here, is to know what the law is in every situation, how it applies to you in any instance that you may find yourself. Until next time, thanks for watching and stay safe.